Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this video we are going to be reviewing how June went. It didn't go well in my opinion because we ended up having to dip into savings. We went over our expenses by $1,500-ish, just about. You might be asking what this number right here is. I was just curious, okay? I just wanted to see how much of the total expenses we spent on food. So like that's groceries, me eating out, him eating out, both of us eating out, and this was the total number. And that's just a lot of money on food, you guys, in my opinion, for the two of us. Granted, that also includes food for our dogs, but like almost $2,000, dude, that's a lot. Needless to say, we went over our grocery budget by about $200. Oh, hold up. I don't have the color coding. One second. There we go. All right. Yeah, we went over a lot. Alex's eating out was $347.39. My eating out was $268.18. Alex's spending was $879.30. In his defense though, he asked me if he could buy something that was over $300. I said, no, unless you're okay with that money coming out of savings, and he said he was okay with that. So I took the money out of savings. I'll show you guys that in a minute. So that he could buy what he wanted. My spending was $291.23. And what was that? Let's see. Mostly spending money at my favorite antique store when I hung out with my mom. So that was $156.71. $15.11 of that was for a book on Google Play. $58.62 went towards only a 4-pack, okay, or 4 pairs, okay, of no-show socks. And they better, I mean, these socks better last a very long time for having been $50 for 4 pairs. That's ridiculous. And then $50 of that went towards, I completely forgot about this, so this was my fault. I should have budgeted for it, but that $50 went towards a new quiet time journal, because they're 90 days, so every 90 days I get a new one. Gifts, $152.08 compared to what was supposed to be $0. All of that was for my mom. So both of us eating out was $552.92. No excuse, we just ate out a lot, and then more than I thought we would. I was closer though on that estimation than I was on any other eating out budget. Anyway, so there's that. Logan's medication costs a little less than $180 because there was like a first time percentage discount. Why is grooming only $15? Let me see. I bought the dogs some new like tennis balls to play with, so that's what that $15.02 is. Nothing on car maintenance, thankfully. Kingdom stuff, $305. That's just because we just gave extra for missions. Missions was what it was, $825. Nothing for parking, nothing for dates. I only put $100 towards my business. Anyway, and then $314.42 was miscellaneous compared to the $100 that I estimated. $27.60 of that was for an express toll. $29.01 was for a puzzle frame. $4.31 of that went to a movie that I wanted to watch on YouTube. So I guess I should have put that in my own personal spending. $90.19 of that was from when Alex and I went to Target. I didn't put that under groceries because it wasn't stuff that we like needed, you know. It was more like shopping. So I got a fan for the bedroom for my side of the bed because I get hot at night. So, and then I also got a giant bottle of shampoo that's expensive, but it works so well for my hair. I refuse to use any other kind of shampoo unless I absolutely have to. And then we also bought some drinks as well. $19.28 went to a medical bill, and then $5.46 of that went to I made a donation to City Park Jazz. And then $108.97 of that went to a couple of PE exam prep books that I bought just so I can start studying for the exam. And then $25 went to this it's not stupid, went towards a online structural engineering design software thing that I completely forgot about. So I canceled that same day they charged me. Going over to bills. Bills are pretty straightforward, honestly. You can see, oh, I just realized I need to put this. I keep forgetting about this, dude. The stupid Amazon Prime ad-free charge of $3.23. I need to put that in the rest of the months. Anyway, you can see for some reason they hadn't implemented the extra $50 for rent, which I wasn't going to complain about. So water bill was a little under, which was nice. The Excel bill was a little under, which was also nice. The trash bill was 66 cents over, which is fine. I hit the nail on the head with Xfinity. Same with our auto insurance, Google storage. Our mobile phone bill was a little under, which is nice. Everything else it looks was the same. And then going over to debt, you can see our car payment was the same. I suppose I can remove Alex's student loans from the debt portion. I also just kind of like having it there. I like being able to see, oh, we aren't paying anything on his student loans because they're all paid off. You can see my student loans were a little under. I kind of overestimated how much it would be to pay off one of my student loans, so I did end up paying off another student loan, which is great. We only have 11 loans that we're paying off, and 10 of those are my own student loans. The 11th one is the car loan. So, and then we put $244.02 on Alex's credit card. So jumping over to savings, we did put $25 in, but unfortunately, you can see we pulled $800.49 out. I know the 49 cents is weird, but like that's how much interest we have accrued, a whole 49 cents. But it just bothered me, so I'm like, let me just take that 49 cents out so that our savings can be a nice round number. So here's the thing. So part of the reason I pulled from savings is, I didn't even talk about, actually before I get to that, let me jump over to income real quick. So you can see my paychecks were what we expected them to be, which is great. And then Alex's paychecks were a little over, which was nice. However, even with his paychecks being over as much as they were, I think because they were over, I got a little too happy. I mean, you can see that like with my spending and with, I went over my eating out budget. I let us go over on groceries. I let us go over on both of us eating out. So I think seeing that, just like I said, I got a little too happy and I didn't like, what is that called? Lifestyle creep. So I let that get to me, but also, and I ended up paying for it. You'll see that, well, kind of. You'll see here that I pulled out, if you don't know what earnin is, you can look it up, but basically it's like paying yourself early, kind of. So like, you'll see I pulled out, this wasn't on the same day, I need to change that, but twice I pulled out $150 from earnin. So that $150 is going to come out of my next paycheck, or I guess $300 total dollars is going to come out of my next paycheck. So it's like I'm taking $300 from my future paycheck and giving that to myself now because I need it now. And here's why, okay? You guys know I like to shop once a month for groceries, okay? I typically get I normally do Instacart, okay? And I order all the groceries to be delivered on the last Friday of the month so that I can have all the groceries we need for the next month. And I don't have to go back, or I don't have to, reorder or order once a week, right? I'd rather just order as much as I need or think we'll need once and then just be done. It doesn't always work out, but that's what I prefer. So but this time I made the mistake of going to Costco in person, and well, I guess it was good because we got a lot of stuff. When I say we, I took a friend in the church with me, and oh my gosh, it was I thought it would be better because we went on a Friday, all right? So I was like, oh, it's a weekday, it won't be as chaotic. It indeed was. And I was like, this is why I order delivery. It's just people are just so rude. Like no one has any level of self-awareness, and everyone was just in everyone's way. No one, like, people were just, and it was like a jungle. It was, yeah. Point is, I went in person, okay? It ended up being how much? $854.09, which is fine. That's what I budgeted for the month of July, okay? And I knew that because I had built up my cart in Instacart, so I knew exactly what I was going in to get, how much it would be just about, and I was right. There were a couple things that we couldn't find. So I was like, great, I'll put it on my credit card and then I'll pay it off the next month, which is when I budgeted for it to be paid off, right? And keep in mind, this was on the last Friday of June, okay? So it was, what, the 27th. So not quite July, but I'm buying groceries for July, okay? So I didn't know this, but we get to the register, I go to pay, try using my credit card, and they don't take the particular credit card that I tried using. They only take debit. And I was like, bruh, this throws a wrench in everything. I mean, thankfully, because we gotten paid that Friday, we had the money, but it was like a cash flow issue, and it completely screwed things up. Like you can see, that's why I had to pull out $300 from earnin, and then I had to pull out an extra $400 from savings, was to cover that. And I was just so disappointed in myself. So I won't be going to Costco in person anymore. So cash flow is real. Just because the money is in the account doesn't mean that it's there for you to spend. So anyway, with that being said, I'm going to try to, I guess, make up for this loss of savings over the next couple months, while also somehow trying to save up for tuition in September. So with that being said, that means that we'll have to put a hold on making all of these extra payments on our debt. So I'm just really trying to like get a better, I mean, this month taught me a lot about myself. I mean, it's easy to say that's life, and you know, things happen, money comes and goes, whatever, but like, I don't want to be an idiot at the same time. And I feel like this month proved to me that I am kind of an idiot. Not an idiot, just I can be just as irresponsible with money and my own spending habits. So yeah, in my opinion, we should be pulling money from savings only for legitimate like emergencies, like an emergency medical bill, or wow, we need to fix the car right now, or something like that, you know? Even travel, I would say, because we don't travel often. We like don't go on vacation. Like vacation, what is that? Like, because we, even at work, they're like, what are you gonna do for vacation? And like, what are you talking about? Like, how do you even have money for vacation? That's crazy. Anyway, maybe they don't, and they just go into debt for it, which we're not gonna do. Anyway, money shouldn't be coming from savings because we have bad spending habits, you know, because I want my good food, or I forgot lunch at home. I feel a mix of disappointment and also a lot of pressure to be perfect, because things are only going to work out if I am perfect at everything all the time. I have to remember to bring lunch with me to work, because if I don't, then I'll either go hungry or I'll spend money eating out, which I shouldn't have had to do in the first place if I was perfect and remembered to bring lunch with me. Anyway, I'm going on a rant, on a tangent, I'm sorry. So, long story short, that's how June went. And that's all I have to say about that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.